let's get right into it with part 2 of the best and the worst of September. Right with It's Deja Vu. I like this track a lot. I really like the decisions that 80s went with this track. I love the vocals in here. I love the production. The chorus is sick. It's been some time that I've really enjoyed an 80s single, because overall I always thought 80s is a very solid group when it comes at least to albums. I don't think they've ever released a bad album. They're consistently, I think, good in terms of projects, but single wise, to me, they're very hit or miss personally. And this track for me is definitely a hit. I really love the vibe they're going for, an aggressive style. You know, kind of reminds you of stuff they've done in like maybe last year more than this year per se. And 80s is still one of the groups that I enjoy the most out of these newer generations for sure. And I always look up for their music every time they drop. Next we have another group that I really like, but this time it's a unit, and it's from Golden Child, and we have Tag and Jibom, and the song is called Game. Very, very good track as well. Love the noir vibe to the video, love the style, I love their feature. They really, really fit with each other very, very well, and there isn't much to say because it is very close to the Golden Child style of music. If you heard their more recent albums, you would notice that they've changed their style quite dramatically from the start, and I think it really fits them quite well, and this song follows that style as well. I think it's really good. I love the chorus here as well. Very good job by them. So catchy and so fun. It's really hard to hit that in K-pop, I think, but when you're able to hit it, it just hits on a completely different level, in my opinion. So next we have Lehigh featuring Wonstein with HSKT, which is head, shoulder, knees, and toes. It's a very good song. The way their voices fit, it's incredible. I personally believe so, and I really, really like the way this song sounds. The vocals, the lyrics are very good. Talks about a nice like high school love where you love this other person, you try to attract them. The music video really fits well with the mood. Most scene vocals are incredible. Even his rapping feels very, very good. There's a couple of forced lines there, but he's very good at adapting, maybe with a type of production where he's not really used to rap on it that well, and he still does a good job. But I mean, the strength of this song is obviously the vocals, and the fucking chorus is incredible, and the backup vocals by Wonstein are a killer. Already one of the best tracks of the year. And Lehigh, again, you can't say anything. YG fucked up, and I think they are, you know, they will live to regret it. And next we have one of the biggest artists in the world, Lisa, with La Lisa. This is the third debut solo track from a Blackpink member. The only member we still miss is Jisoo. We'll see if it will ever drop, maybe at the end of the year, maybe next year, maybe for sure next year. I mean, seeing how Blackpink is doing it now back to back. But this is probably my least favorite out of the three now. If you don't know me, I don't like Solo by Jennie at all, but I definitely think that song fits her very well. Definitely, I think On the Ground fits Rosa very well. But I say that Lisa obviously is making crazy numbers. I always thought she was by far the most popular member. I thought Jennie lived a lot because of her image, or at least outside image that people had of her as this like bad bitch or this super mysterious girl. But I always felt like Lisa had more potential than all of them. But this song is definitely for me not it. Like the chorus is not good. I think the concept of the song is pretty basic. The lyrics are very basic. It doesn't really tell me anything about her, you know. And I think that's a mistake, because when you have these type of idols, I don't particularly care so much about having this personality and say, well, but she put her culture in it. It's there for like 30 seconds, guys. Come on. If you want to talk about it. Next we have Mamamoo with another song. The song is called Mamamoo, and it's, again, I love this song personally. It goes back a little bit, kind of a nostalgic trip about a lot of the original Mamamoo song, which was quirky, fun, you know, with very fun lines. Also the choreography kind of represents that fun of the group and how they interact with each other, you know. So a lot of that early, you know, yes, you know, and that type of era, it's kind of here, but it, you know, brings a lot of the coolness they've been doing the last couple of years, which I've overall enjoyed quite a bit, where there was a couple of misses here and there. But I think this song is really good. I mean, again, Mamamoo, one of the best vocalists group of all time, 100%. Moonbyul kills with the rap, kills with the vocals as well. She sings on the single track after I don't know how long. Wasa obviously is incredible. Great to see Ween. She signed with Ravi's company, which I thought was very interesting when I discovered recently. Ravi's making big moves, and I believe he'll have a great couple of next year as a CEO as well. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy interesting to see how a group like Mamamoo is still renovating themselves, but while being true to themselves. It's really hard to do. The production is a little bit simplistic, but I think overall it fits with the type of track they're going for regardless. Like even the music video itself is very simple. They're like some sort of like resort in the middle of like the mountains or whatever it's called. Like actually I think they're in Jeju, whatever though. It's just a nice place to hang out with your friends. The choreography is simple. Maybe the production, like I said, it's not the best. The lyrics though are very good and they fit very, very well with the concept of the song. One of the best songs of the month, and definitely I believe one of the best songs of the year. Next we have Mirai with Bang Up. I have to be honest, everything I've heard from Mirai is fucking good. I don't think I've heard a bad song from them. Even on the albums, I'm pretty surprised by them. They're popular, but not as popular as I thought they would be. I mean, you know, they have a couple of big tracks, but I mean, this type of groups should be as big as Stray Kids, but they will not be, you know, with the right type of promotion. Here and there, like I'm trying to take 15 from their debut, 20 from their, sophomore song. I expected a little bit more, not from them, but from the fan base, because these type of groups, in my opinion, deserve to be supported as much as we can. You don't find them as easily. Next, we have Mustangs, One Day, track in English, well produced, well sang. There's a lot to say. The lyrics are very basic, but they work. Another song that I've enjoyed, but there isn't a lot to say, Sorry, David featuring Jay from Day 6. Her vocals are really good here. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the lyrics. I think also Jay supports her lyrically, vocally, very, very well. And he does his actually a pretty good feature in my opinion. Like I always know he could sing, but because I'm not the biggest Day 6 fan, I don't really go back to their music as much. But I have to say he somewhat impressed me, even though I always knew he was a very good singer. Next, we have 3 straight songs from Stray Kids. The first one is Cheese, which I like. Honestly, I mean, there isn't more to say. It's definitely more of a track that if you heard from them in the past, aggressive production, aggressive rapping, dope drop, I would say overall, even though I don't love it, but I think it's done very, very well. But yeah, it's a classic Stray Kid banger. Next, we have a song followed by Stray Kids Unit by Bangchan and Yeonjin, and the song I think is called Red Light, if I remember correctly. And yeah, I like this song even more than Cheese because I think Bangchan and Yeonjin fit with each other very, very well, and their vocals are great. The song is sexy, elegant, and the production I think is very well done. Bangchan again, shows why he's one of the best young producers in K-pop. Keep going, my brother. And next we have Surfing. This is the funny summer track. It's the one I like the least because I feel like it's the least original of the 3. It's also I think the one they've done the fastest, and I like this idea of releasing B-sides still as videos because fans like that, and I think it also shows easier in an easier manner what you're trying to convey sometimes. The song is okay. I personally don't love it, but I don't think it's bad overall. Next we have Wano with Boo. Pretty good. Wano keeps his streak of really good music. There isn't more to say, so if you heard Wano's past track, you're probably gonna love this one as well. And if you heard this one for the first time as him as a soloist, you should probably go listen to the stuff before because it's even better. Next we have BB with Pado. I enjoy it. Not the biggest fan of it. It feels kind of bland. It feels like it's really not going anywhere. Like it starts and just finishes like that. But it's not bad by any means. Next we have Kim Woo Jin with My Growing Pains, ex-Stray Kid member for people that don't know. And it's okay. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I think the lyrics are heartfelt for sure. But overall, even though the vocals are good, it's pretty basic compared to the stuff he has released before, in my opinion. And next we have NCT with 127 with 3 songs as well. The first one of the worst songs of the month, which is Sticker. The first 40 seconds, the first minute is fucking terrible. Again, I don't mind groups like NCT, aespa exploring different type of sounds. That's what I love SM out of the 3 main companies, not because I'm an SM stan, because I feel like their groups always try something different. You know, if you look at the type of variety that X has done in their career, even BTS has never done that much variety. You know, it's very, very hard to do so. You know, very few groups do that. But the fact that the vast majority of these few groups are in fucking SM, it's very impressive in my opinion. It shows the willing of the company of trying different things every time, every year, without feeling the need of having to repeat to please the fans, right? Momoland's company could learn something from SM in my opinion. And Sticker is just a failed experiment, like Simon says. Are they bad tracks objectively? No. But from like a technical standpoint, no. But I think they're bad. I think they don't really add anything. The directions they're going for definitely doesn't work. While the ideas individually are interesting, they don't work at all. And the second half of the song is better because they leave the choppy style of production they start with. But overall, I think this track is irreparable and is, in my opinion, not recuperable. And why choose this one when you have better tracks on the album, specifically one that I'm going to talk about in a very few seconds. Next we have Dreamer by, again, NCT 127, and this song is okay. It feels like an old NCT Dream song. That's why I think it's called Dreamer, but it's boring, but it's not bad. And next we have one of the best tracks of the album, which is Lemonade. Why Lemonade was not the motherfucking single? That makes no sense. It fits very well thematically with what it's been doing the last year and a half. Dope production, dope fucking chorus, and dope fucking flows. Dope vocals, cool ideas, still being true to yourself. And yet, you've chose to take the risk, and I think the risk didn't pay. Of course, the fans are always gonna say this shit is good all the time, because they love the guys and they're obsessed by them. But I'm not fucking 12 anymore, or 17 or 20. I've grown up a little bit, and I've listened to so much fucking K-pop in my fucking life. Pretty much since I was 16, but I'm almost 10 years. There's no way I can still appreciate certain things like Sticker, but still things like Lemonade I can definitely appreciate it, and I think the SM should have went with this. I don't mind experimenting, but be smart the way you experiment. Next we have Itsy with Loco. Pretty good. People were saying it's like a throwback. I don't really see it. Maybe with certain production, aesthetic decisions, kind of like brings back a little bit of like old 21, maybe old Sister, maybe. But overall, it feels like this song is probably like, if they mean like nostalgic, like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, then yes. But if we mean like 7, 8 years ago, then no, I wouldn't say so personally. Overall, good song. Love the Ryunjin part. Not sold by her vocals though. Everybody else is very good. Good chorus. I think the lyrics are pretty passable as well, but I think they've released a better track than this, and I'm gonna talk about it a little bit later. And next we have again one of the best songs of the month, Youngesop, member of Highlight, also known in the past as Beast, with Brain. Great track. Youngesop, one of the best vocalists, I think one of the most underrated vocalists in K-pop. Beautiful vocals, sexy, aggressive. The title track is dope. Also the way he chose the word brain, right? And the way he plays around with that concept is really cool. Give him credit. He has one of the best singles of the year, I think, hands down. And him and Leah, I think, dominated this month pretty much, with some exceptions that I've talked about in the past video and in this video as well. Next we have Beautybox with Rat Atat. Never heard of this group before, but this song is good. It's very good. And it's also cool to see idols from different places in Asia, right? Because sometimes when we talk about K-pop, we mainly talk about Japan, Korea, China, sometimes Thailand, right? But they have a Vietnamese idol. I think they also have an Indonesian idol. I don't want to say some bullshit, but I think I read it in one of the comments last time that one of them is Indian. Am I right? No, they have a Thai member. Sorry, they don't have an Indian member. They have a Thai member, a Vietnamese member, a Japanese member, and the rest are Korean, I'm pretty sure. So pretty sick, pretty cool. Definitely a group that I intend to check also in the future, because they could be very interesting, I think, and they could be good if the company does well, and it seems like they have a good idea where they're going. Next we have an artist, a small artist, independent artist, Somdef, featuring Jisoo, and the song is called It Was. Beautiful vocals by Somdef. Jisoo, I mean, Jisoo's one of the best singers in Korea by far. And I think they fit with each other very well. I love kind of like the lo-fi vibe of the production. No bass, no drums, very, very few things in it. And you have the vocals caressing you and hugging you, and like, it's a great track by both of them. Definitely check Somdef if you haven't. It's really good. And next, another single by one of the best soloists in Korea right now, which is Yukika with Loving You. Love the old disco vibe to it. Love the fucking chorus of this. Love the vocals. The lyrics are kind of nice, and it's definitely a different type of pace from the past. It doesn't feel overly J-pop, but it's not like a fast-paced song. It takes its time. It's definitely upbeat, but it doesn't go too fast, where sometimes you might feel like they're trying a little bit too hard, or they're trying a little bit too hard to make it overly pop and overly commercial. Next, we have the second track that Key released, which is Bad Love. I definitely don't like this. I think his vocals are not good here. Not because he's a bad singer, but I think the way he strains his vocals are not good. Definitely prefer the one with K-On. I think it fit him better than this one, but I don't like this at all. I don't like the lyrics. I don't like, definitely like the vocals here. The chorus is okay at best. Pretty bad, in my opinion. Definitely one of the worst of the month. I could probably say one of the worst of the year, in my opinion. And next we have the other track of itsy that I was talking about, which is Swipe, and I really like this one. It has personality, it's original, it definitely feels like an itsy track, and I think it's probably the best track on the EP, in my opinion. Great track, great ideas, great vocals, great like kind of rappy-ish sections by Rinji, because she's not really rapping on this track, but you get what I'm trying to say anyway. Next we have Cipher with Blind. I think it's a pretty good track, to be fair, by Cipher. I haven't heard a lot of them music, like I don't really go back to their stuff most of the time, but there is an element of the song that really stands out, in my opinion. The rapping I think is good, but overall like pretty generic drop, pretty generic lyrics, pretty generic concepts. I wish they took a little bit more risks, in my opinion. This is a type of group that want to take the risk that NCT or aespa take. You have no reason not to, in my opinion. Next we have Apsic with Cherry. I really like this track. Different type of style from Ap6. It really works with their style and their vocals and their concept, because they normally do really like kind of like cool and aggressive type productions, but seeing them doing something a little bit cute, more colorful, I think that brings a different side of them. I think it's very good. The chorus is okay per se. I don't overly think about it and think, oh, it's bad or anything. It's just a nice way to kind of like wrap up the song together. I like the lyrics. I think the lyrics are very functional. It works well with the title. They're witty, they're fun, they're sweet, they're not corny. Like, it's easy to fall in corniness in K-pop. They surprisingly don't fall in corniness. Next we have Sia with Lover Like Me. This is a song in English. Sia is a great vocalist, don't get me wrong, I think maybe partly she was always like outshined people like Park Bom in her group, or sometimes even by Dara, to be fair, but she's a great vocalist. She has a very like deep kind of soulish, kind of R&B-ish type of style of voice. But I love it. What do you call it? Kind of like dubstepy. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I don't know why she would go with a song like this where the vocals are very soul-like and lyrics are supposed to be heartfelt, and then you just give me a random drop. I don't get that at all. I feel like her production decisions are very questionable at best a lot of the times, but she hits it like spicy. It fucking kills. And next we have Hot Issue with Icons. I don't like this. I mean, I've heard this a couple of times. I mean, I like Hot Issue, but the vocals are not it, man. Like, they're not it, bro. And the fucking lyrics are not it, bro. What are these fucking lyrics? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I've heard some fucking terrible songs in my life in K-pop, but this is bad. And for a group that I think has a lot of potential, I'm quite surprised to see this is the style they decided to go with. Like, that really surprised me personally. I don't really get it. Now, definitely one of the positives is the rapping. I think the rapping really fits well with the song. I forgot that, actually. I had to, like gather my thought again. But I think the rapping really, really works well here. And I think it really helps the song together. But even some of the vocals by the girls, like, the girls are really good vocalists. What the fuck are some of these vocals? Like, they didn't sound good at all. Like, I don't know what is this trend of making their idols shout into the mic and whatnot. My whole point is, it's not easy to do. Right, I don't think it is easy to do. To have like shouting vocals and do it very, very well. Like, I think Dio, for example, can do that very well in K-pop, right? Ungwan can do that very well. But we're talking about very few select motherfuckers. Like, it's hard to do in your voice. And some of these girls are strain their voice to the point that it feels kind of screeching and it kind of hurts your ears, and it doesn't really feel the concept of the song. If you're an icon, you're supposed to scream and sound bad. No. And also, I don't think it fits well with the rapping. Like I said, the chorus is not good. Bad chorus, bad chorus from every point of view. The production is acceptable though, but I'm really disappointed in Hot Issues producers and whoever. Like, they did a terrible job. They're doing them a disservice. This is the type of shit that people will say, okay, I liked it, whatever, I'm never gonna go back to them. So be careful when you do this shit. This shit can kill your group. Next we have JB with Fame featuring Johnny. Really like this track. Love the vibes, love the lyrics a lot. Johnny does a very good job as a feature. A lot of people were saying in the comments he looks happy, but I think people are mistaking the reason why JB left JYP. It's not like he left JYP because he was unhappy. He left JYP because, from a personal standpoint, in terms of creativity, he could have not done what he wanted for himself because he had to think about other dudes. Also, he's almost 30. Like JB is not a kid anymore. You know, you're in that stage in your life where probably you want to go out, start dating, start doing other things. He's like half the time's not there. The others obviously have other interests, would be acting or even music, but you're grown up and you've spent probably 10 years almost together. You can leave, you can still come back and make music. They've even said this, we will be back together. But when you're under an A-level company, there's so many responsibilities, so many boundaries you have to be put on. They've always stayed in the group. That never happens in K-pop. Even groups like Shinhwa, even groups like, at one point they all said enough, and they haven't said enough. Fucking respect to them by 1,000. But I don't think he was unhappy in J-pop. I think now he's happy to do whatever the fuck he wants, which is very, very different. You'll learn that in your life at one point, that these moments you thought they were unhappy, you weren't unhappy. It's just that you are not as happy as you are right now. And I think right now it's 10 times happier than it was. And he was already, I think, happy with his career and what he was. He was literally a super successful artist. He could fill stadiums around the world of loving fans. Overall, this feels more personal, feels more. Next we have Elast, Dark Dream. Elast is a group that I don't really hear music from them that much, but this single is really good. I love the opera feel to it, the epic feel, the violin that comes in into the track, building up to the chorus. It's done very, very well. Love the vocals. The rapping is fucking sick. What is the name of the guy's rapping? I don't know, but he's fucking good, and his vocals are very, very specific. To him, he has very interesting vocals, but more than his vocals, I think he's actually a pretty good rapper. Like some of his lyrics were good, and he didn't try to force the lyrics the same way Weinstein does or did on the Lehigh track, or for example, other artists do a lot, which is sometimes you try to say 10 things in a line and it ends up feeling too full or too fast for no reason, you know. Next we have a song by Rhoda from Mont, which is Stupidly in Love. Great track. I think it really, really represents his love for the group. I mean, they were together for a long time. They were in Mix 9. I remember them in Mix 9. They really impressed me. Even I remember this because I was like, I thought I saw these guys the first time I watched their video. I'm like, then I remember, they were in Mix 9. They were in this like small like studio in the middle of the mountains, if I remember correctly. And then obviously Mix 9 went to shit, and I don't know why these guys were not popular at the time. It's pretty unexplainable. I actually thought they were fucking brothers because they look all very similar, but they're not. But apart from that, this is a very good song. I think it represents his love very well. He says we went through a lot of things, but we're still gonna go through things together. We have to stay together, and all of the good and the bad memories. Next, an artist that I'd never heard the music from, which is Tama, Blessed featuring Jisoo. Beautiful track, beautiful R&B track, beautiful soul track. You know, huge homage to black music, black American music. You know, R&B music specifically. Great vocals, beautiful black representation in the music video. I have to be sad, you know, it really impressed me because normally, you know, you can see in the Korean music video like the random black dude, the random white dude, the random whatever, but in this video it felt all very organic. It didn't feel forced, it didn't feel fake. It just feels like a great appreciation of black culture, which again in music specifically, they're hands in 90% of the modern music we listen to, so give them credit. And he gives them credit in the most beautiful way, in the most respectful way, without, you know, feeling like he's, you know, kneeling down and saying sorry or anything. It just feels appreciated, like a true fan should be about the music that they do, and I love it. And to close it out, we're gonna close it with Yukika again, which is Tokyo Lights. This song is in Japanese. Very, very similar vibe, by the way, to the track that we talked about by Yukika, which is I forgot the name of it right now. It's Loving You. I really like the track, but this track feels a little bit different. They have similarities, disco vibe, a little bit less disco, but a little bit more upbeat. Great vocals. It's incredible to see, honestly, and I'm really happy to see she's getting more popular also in the West. And so September is done. This video is gonna be longer than last time, but I have to say that I've enjoyed this month quite a bit. Like, there wasn't a lot of bad music, and overall, I mean, I have to say, like, the quality has been pretty fucking high. You know, normally September tends to be a pretty shitty like month in K-pop because normally groups tend to take a hiatus. Again, we didn't have big groups here. Like, we talked, probably the biggest group we talked about was 80s here. I'm sorry, NCT, actually, of course. NCT was the biggest we talked about, but, you know, out of the, like, part 1 and part 2. But, I mean, for the most part, like, yeah, we had Mamamoo, but it's not like Mamamoo's song is doing, like, 300 million. Like, it's doing, like, a couple of 10 millions, which is still crazy, don't get me wrong. I don't take no value from it, but you know, it's not trying as hard to be the biggest single of the year, and I love that actually. But the quality has been good by soloists, by rappers, by groups of different types, and it really gives me hope for October. Because seeing some of the possible coming in October, it looks really good. Now I'm supposed to upload this the 10th of October. I might upload the 11th of October, but from next week I might definitely upload things weekly, because it then just gets a little bit hard for me to keep up, and I have exams in November, and I don't want to let it pile up where then I have to actually study and start sleeping a little bit earlier. It's 4:30 a.m. It's fucking crazy. It's a little bit late. Last thing I want to say is this definitely has been one of the best months of the year. It definitely has been one of the best, I think, K-pop I'll say 3 trimester in quite some time. Like July, August, and September have been really fucking good overall, and I've been really happy, and I've been falling in love with K-pop all over again. I've never fell out of it, but I've kind of lost love definitely in 2019 and partly in 2020. I think COVID played a huge part. I think definitely, you know, I was feeling unhappy with my life mostly, but you know, now I'm starting to get groove again. Hopefully I can finish college in recent memory and in like 6 months max, and finish and move on with my life and go to other steps in my life, right? And trying to make it into the cinema industry. It's gonna be hard, but I hope we can do it. And K-pop right now is giving me that mental health, that emotional health that I need. Apart from me acting overly emotional, you know, I thank anybody that can watch this video, will watch this video. I don't care if it's 1 person or 1 billion, I don't care. Of course, if you liked it, comment, subscribe, and see you next time. And definitely support your favorite idols. Don't be an asshole fan, and see you next time.